Today, we're tackling one of the most critical processes in scope management, collect requirements. Before we get into the details of inputs, tools, and techniques and outputs, let's do a quick recap of scope management so we're all on the same page. Project scope management is all about defining and controlling what work is and isn't included in a project. It ensures you deliver exactly what was promised, nothing more, nothing less. It consists of 6 processes. 1. Plan scope management lays the groundwork for how scope will be defined, validated, and controlled. 2. Collect requirements gathers and documents what stakeholders actually need. 3. Define scope develops a clear and detailed description of the project scope. 4. Create WBS, work breakdown structure, breaks the scope down into manageable parts. 5. Validate scope ensures deliverables meet the agreed upon requirements. 6. Control scope keeps scope in check and prevents unnecessary changes. Today, we're zeroing in on the collect requirements process, where we identify and document what stakeholders truly need, not just what they think they need in the moment. What is the collect requirements process? The collect requirements process is where we gather, document, and confirm stakeholder expectations. This step is crucial because poorly defined requirements lead to confusion, rework, and budget nightmares. The goal here is to make sure there are no surprises later in the project. Let's break it down into inputs, tools, and techniques, and outputs so you know exactly what's involved. Before you start collecting requirements, you need these inputs. 1. Project charter. This document outlines high-level project objectives and constraints, giving you the foundation for gathering detailed requirements. 2. Project management plan. Specifically, you'll need the scope management plan, which tells you how you'll approach collecting requirements. 3. Business documents. This includes the business case and benefits management plan, which provide insights into why the project exists in the first place. 4. Agreements. If there are contracts or agreements in place, these may contain specific requirements that must be included. 5. Enterprise environmental factors. These external influences, such as regulations or industry standards, can impact what requirements are needed. 6. Organizational process assets. These internal resources like templates, past project data, and company policies help guide the requirements gathering process. Now that you have the necessary inputs, it's time to actually gather the requirements using various tools and techniques. These methods help ensure you're capturing the right details from the right people. 1. Interviews. One-on-one conversations with stakeholders to uncover specific needs, expectations, and constraints. 2. Focus groups, small group discussions to explore different perspectives and refine requirements collaboratively. 3. Facilitated workshops, structured sessions, where key stakeholders come together to define requirements efficiently. 4. Brainstorming. Encourages creative thinking to generate a wide range of possible requirements. 5. Surveys and questionnaires. Great for gathering input from a large number of stakeholders. 6. Benchmarking, comparing project requirements against industry best practices. 7. Prototyping. Creating a preliminary version of the product to gather feedback before finalizing requirements. 8. Observation and job shadowing. Watching end users in action to identify unspoken needs. 9. Document analysis. Reviewing existing documentation, such as previous project plans or regulatory guidelines, to identify relevant requirements. 10. Decision-making techniques. Methods like voting or prioritization matrices to determine the most important requirements. Once you've gathered all the requirements, you document them in 2 key deliverables or outputs. These are 1. Requirements documentation. A detailed record of all collected requirements, including business, technical, and stakeholder needs. This can be in the form of a spreadsheet, document, or database. 2. Requirements traceability matrix. A structured way to track requirements from origin to completion, ensuring nothing gets lost along the way. This matrix links each requirement to its source, business objective, and eventual project deliverable. If you skip or rush through this process, it leads to scope creep, when uncontrolled changes sneak into the project. Rework, wasting time and budget on features that were never truly needed. Misalignment, delivering something stakeholders don't actually want. A well-executed collect requirements process ensures your project delivers exactly what was promised. No surprises, no confusion, no unnecessary changes. Let's summarize what we covered today. 1. Collect requirements is all about gathering and documenting what stakeholders need. 2. You need key inputs like the project charter, scope management plan, business documents, agreements, enterprise environmental factors, and organizational process assets to guide the process. 3. You use various tools and techniques like interviews, focus groups, surveys, prototyping, and benchmarking to collect requirements effectively. 4. The outputs are the requirements documentation and the requirements traceability matrix, which ensure all requirements are properly tracked and validated. Mastering this process means fewer headaches, better alignment, and a much smoother project execution.